Good morning and welcome to Wholesome Roots. I'm not at all sure what I'm going to vlog about today, but I'm doing what my friend Justin Rhodes taught me. Justin and Rebecca always say, just turn the camera on and start talking. So that's what I'm doing. So yeah, I wanted to show you, there was one thing coming here along the walkway. Here's one. I know it doesn't look like much of anything, but I know from years past that this is going to turn into a chanterelle mushroom. It is chanterelle season here in Georgia, and we've been getting lots and lots of rain to help them come up. And I have another one that's just starting right over here. I know it doesn't look like it's gonna be a mushroom or even a chanterelle mushroom, but it is. I know because this is where they grew last year and that's how they started last year. So they come up all along this area. I'll get them, but I have to really look and pay attention. But one of the things that I look for as a sign as to when my mushrooms are going to fruit, when I'm gonna have oysters or chanterelles, is the base of this pecan. Look at that. These are not edible mushrooms, but you can see they're extremely tiny little mushrooms, and they come up all along this tree. And they do this when it's been really moist out. So we've had a lot of rain lately. So look at this. It's like just incredibly covered. So that's always a good sign for me that it's time to go on a mushroom hike. So hopefully we'll do that soon. What I really want to be doing right now is getting in the garden and getting this bed finished, raked out, and planting okra seed in it, and then getting the next bed raked out into a hill and planting it, and then spreading that mulch pile out so that I can plant directly into it. Alright, I just wanted to touch on a few things here while I'm looking over my broccoli plants for any new caterpillars that I missed. They hide very well, so the last time I went over them and picked and squished, they could have had some left behind that I didn't notice. I had some of you ask why I haven't begun spraying, and I just wanted to kind of touch on that a little bit. I don't spray unless I have a severe problem. I don't really believe that small amounts of caterpillars like this are a reason to spray in my garden. I think that spraying is a last resort. So I follow kind of an integrated pest management approach of knowing what my threshold is. So your threshold is how much damage are you willing to tolerate or put up with, or how much loss are you able to afford. And for me, I have a pretty high threshold, I guess, because this isn't that bad, and we do not have any broccoli heads forming yet, so it's also not a urgent issue yet. If I had the flower heads forming in the center and the caterpillars were eating that, then it may prompt me to spray, but this is not even 20% damage, so I'm okay with that, and I'm comfortable checking for caterpillars in the morning when I come out here and picking them off. It's easy, it's fast, I don't have to waste money on BT. So BT is what I would use, but only if I really had to. So that's my theory anyway. That's the way I like to do it. Other people like to spray as a preventative, and that's fine. If you can't be checking your plants every morning, then you probably should do some sort of preventative maintenance with BT, but it's not necessary for me. I mean, look at these cabbage. There's like no, well, there's a little bit of damage here. Tiny bit of damage here. Looking for the baby caterpillars. I don't see any. I just see the ones I smushed already. This has got some live ones. So we just smush the live ones. Keep them in check. Especially if you get them when they're young, you're gonna do much better off. Yes, I still have to pick up my tomato leaf piles. Luckily I didn't have any blight on those, otherwise that would be super, super bad of me to leave in the garden. So yeah, tomatoes are looking great. I'm looking for signs of caterpillar damage on them. Tomato hornworms will take a plant down in one day of chewing on the limbs. So you want to catch them early. I had one tiny baby hornworm in here. Oh, Japanese beetles. Ah, no, I missed it. Son of a gun. Smush them if you see them. They will cause damage on any plant they come in contact with. So everything's looking pretty good. I got a few weeds I need to get in here and carefully pull out so I don't pull out my beet plants. I made that mistake yesterday. I think it was right here. I pulled out a tomatillo, wild tomatillo, and it pulled out the beets, and I was like, whoopsie. But everything's looking great. Need to get in here and do some more weeding, mulching, stringing my tomatoes, and planting more stuff before it's too late. Just gonna grab a quick breakfast here before I start milking. Nothing like some fresh blackberries to start off your day. Oh my gosh, y'all. I really dislike this time of year. Look at the flies. They are everywhere. They are making my poor goats kick on the milk stand. You kicking those flies. So sorry. They're landing all over me. Like, look at that. They're just, ugh, they're everywhere. Not much you can do about flies on the homestead. Not outside of the house anyway. Because anywhere there's poop, there's gonna be flies. And there's lots of poop if you have animals on your homestead. So you just have to keep the animals moving away from the poop where the flies are to keep them more comfortable and away from the flies. And keep an eye on any wounds, because fly strike is a very serious situation where if there is a wound, they will lay their eggs in it. Like if they have a cut on their head or something, they will lay their eggs in the wound, and the larvae will grow and eat away at the wound. So you have to keep an eye on anything like that. And for inside the house, one method that I have found that helps prevent the flies from coming in as bad is to mix up some peppermint oil, pure essential peppermint oil, and mix it up with some water and a little bit of rubbing alcohol to keep it fresh, and spray it around the door frame. Like if this was my door, I would spray the whole entire frame all the way along the top, the bottom, and the sides, and do that on the windows too, especially if you don't have screens. You definitely need to do that. And you can even spray the screens themselves to keep them from coming in. Flies don't like the peppermint oil. A lot of spiders, insects don't like spiders and other things too. So it's a good thing to do, but you do have to repeat it often, especially if it rains and it's touching on a door. All right, so my skinny girl here, she has 2 bucklings nursing on her. So that's taking quite the strain on her body. So I gave her a 1.5 scoops instead of just 1 scoop of food. So I'm upping her food portion because this bony back, and you can even see the backbone poking out. I mean, it's always sunken like this. So there's always a sunk-in area where the rumen is in the morning when they haven't been eating all day. But this is pretty sunken in, and her ribs aren't showing yet, but this is skinny for my girl, and the way the hips are poking out, I just want to get some weight on her. So I have checked her udder And it is not tight. It is not super full. Yes, I could probably get some milk out of her, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna let her keep that for the boys and try to beef her up a little bit by not demanding too much milk from her. Chaos has really gotten the hang of this milk stand thing. She gets really happy to get this nice bowl of grain. Luna, are you helping? Are you helping, Luna? Luna, my helper? Are you my helper? I swear this girl has a smile on her face all the time. All the time she's smiling. This little girl, she's so funny. She just stood up on all 4 feet on that stump. I missed it. It was really cute. She's like, I'm gonna be a star. I just have to say that my mother is always right. Sometimes it is best not to treat the pests in your garden right away. If there's small numbers, it's sometimes better to do nothing, because what that does is, as she always says, it rings the dinner bell to the predators that are gonna come and eat those pests. And I have that situation happening right now for our pecan tree that had the aphid in the galls. So I'm gonna show you what has happened here. All right. I don't know if you can see, the camera's not really focusing in on them, but they are crawling all over the bucket. You see them crawling. Do you see what they are? That one's got a good focus on it. See that? They are everywhere underneath this pecan tree. They are crawling all over this bucket. They are crawling all over the blanket that the ducks are hiding under. They are literally everywhere. Do you know what they are? Those are ladybug larvae. Ladybug larvae eat more aphids than anything I've ever known in the garden. So that's super awesome. So when I showed you these galls on the pecans, and I broke them open and showed you that they were full of aphids inside. Oh, look at that. See, I don't even see any aphids anymore. Ooh, but the worm that caused the gall is in there. And look, we have baby pecans. It didn't completely destroy our pecan harvest. So that's awesome. And the ladybugs are working, and we didn't have to do anything. See, sometimes not treating a small pest problem can be one of the best things that you can do. And if you don't already know this, my mom is a genius. Well, she is. I mean, she'll deny it all day long, but she is a genius, and she knows so much about gardening and working with nature and how to make it a perfect ecosystem in a permaculture design, and just living with nature at peace and having a great bountiful harvest, even though you're not using pesticides and stuff. So she has taught me so much of what I know, and I'm very grateful for that. She has a Facebook page. Her Facebook page is called Grammy's Potager. Grammy's Potager. I'll put a link in the description below. Go check it out. She has some great information. She hasn't been very active lately. Unfortunately, she had a stroke just before Christmas, and it has made it very hard for her to do any gardening, and it's made it hard for her to read on the computer. So it's been hard for her to keep up on the page, but go show her some love and some support. And if you live on the southeast coast of Massachusetts, she's looking for volunteers, and she pays with knowledge and plants that she'll share and divide with you, and she is a wealth of information. So go check out her channel and definitely show some love and support to my mama. Thank you for watching. I hope that you like, share, Comment down below and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. And we'll see you next time on Wholesome Roots.